Order of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report, man. I ain't gotta look spiffy for y'all. It's brick as hell outside, so you know, I ain't trying to get cute, but I am trying to give y'all that real, that information as we continue to disseminate this truth and knowledge to y'all. Peace and appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you check out blackfoxnews.com/shop if you want to support the movement. You can actually buy paraphernalia. You know, we got our hoodies in different colors, shapes, and sizes, and we also got other paraphernalia and other lines of clothing as well within the shop. So if you just want to donate, go to the homepage of blackfoxnews.com and you can donate there. Definitely check out opportunities if you want to do some business with us. Now on to this real, because you know we're gonna continue to give y'all that. You know what I mean? We ain't just asking for money for nothing. Now check this out. Right now, the first wave of people are actually receiving the COVID-19 vaccine that was made by Pfizer BioNTech, the first vaccine to actually get emergency use authorization from the Food and Drug Administration. Now, you know, that first wave is going to, you know, the frontliners, the COVID-19 frontliners, the healthcare workers and all of that, whatever. It's also going to people that were in like nursing homes, like residents and staff of that. Now we are at a point where right now it looks like Moderna is also going to get their vaccine emergency use authorized as soon as this week. So we could be seeing another vaccine on the market, and it's looking like it's desperately needed due to the fact that COVID-19 really hitting in the motherfucking United States of America. And I think the scariest thing is that if how the numbers are coming right now, for the past week, the average number of daily new infections has been 212,000 each day. That's a lot of people. So for it to be spreading like this now, it allows, it seems like it could be an exponential increase right now, especially with these death tolls. I mean, yesterday over 3,000 people had died. That's the third time that the death toll due to COVID-19 for a day has reached over 3,000. You have 113,000 hospitalizations on Tuesday alone. That is the 10th day in a row that the U.S. has actually set a record for hospitalizations in a day. So this is a real critical business. The National Cathedral in Washington, D.C., they actually rang their bell 300 times, that big-ass bell, 300 times yesterday to commemorate the COVID-19 death toll topping 300,000. Now, they did the same thing when it topped 200,000. You know how long ago that was? That was in September, my G. Green War and graduation, y'all. Stay put the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over there in California, you know, they've been racking up numbers as far as COVID-19 goes, especially recently with the new outbreaks and shit. Even back then, even before, they were one of the notable states to have, like, you know, lockdowns and all of that. Well, that's the same case right now with Gavin Newsom already having California under lockdown most places. Now, he's activated a mass fatality program, and as he explained it, there are 60 53-foot refrigerated storage spaces that are actually on standby in counties and at hospitals. He also said that they just ordered 5,000 additional body bags and distributed them out to Los Angeles, San Diego, and Inyo counties. So, you know, that should be sobering. Hell the fuck yeah, it's sobering. I mean, hopefully that all my people out in Cali remain safe, and you probably just want to you know, follow them orders until motherfuckers really can see what's what, until the dust settles or the dust clears. Green War and graduation. Reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So the FDA that's been approving all of the vaccines in the U.S., or these upcoming COVID-19 vaccines for sure, they actually have approved of the first rapid at-home, over-the-counter coronavirus test. You do not need a prescription to get it. So for those of you who would like to get tested and are paranoid about going to these stores or these clinics around a bunch of people who might have COVID-19, well, now you could actually just buy the shit and get the fuck on out the store and handle that thing at home, assuming that it's accurate. You know what I'm saying? Because we always have to consider or worry about or question the efficacy of such a test. Now, also, the staff of the FDA is warning that for those who receive like the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine, watch out for symptoms of Bell's palsy. Bell's palsy is when the facial tissues weaken, and it can leave you looking like one side of your face is drooping. Now, it's not clear that it's a side effect of these vaccines, but a small number of participants in the trial have actually shown symptoms of Bell's palsy. So everybody stay woke, man. Be careful. If you don't have any symptoms, I suggest you do not take no fucking vaccine. Green War and graduation. Out in the world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Make sure you check out blackfoxnews.com/shop. You can get you some paraphernalia, support the channels. We continue to support y'all. You can even get this iceberg right after Labor Day ice cold hoodie right here, you know what I'm saying, with the blue logo. Or you can get it with the red logo. Or we got different colors too, matching different schemes that they keep you swagging with anything you got in your wardrobe. Also, we got other paraphernalia as well. Check it out. Like I said, support us as we support y'all, giving y'all this real. The tides have turned. It's looking like a real closed casket as far as Donald Trump's attempt to remain the president of the U.S. Even Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, this is somebody who's blatantly lied in favor of Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Has blatantly lied to the people, whatever, about shit. Like, for example, saying that there was no playbook for how to deal with the pandemic left by Obama. Straight up falsehood. But moving on, this man has actually admitted that Joe Biden won the election. He said the Electoral College has spoken, and he congratulates Joe Biden. He also urged other Republican senators not to join in the effort to try to get the Electoral College to overturn the election. So Trump went on Twitter, you know, spazzing out on him or whatever, and he's still claiming that there was some wrong done and that he won, even with the Electoral College making their decisions, their final votes yesterday, and losing the popular vote by 7 million votes, and taking all of these L's in the courtroom. And now you're gonna have some of them lawyers like this barred and all of that just because they out here lying for your stupid ass. But moving on, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell seems like he's turning a new leaf, and not just him, even other former leaders that have favored Trump, like Vladimir Putin, like Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador of Mexico, or like Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil, all have congratulated Joe Biden. Joe Biden is actually expected to, his inauguration is going to be on the 20th, but he's urging all of his supporters to stay home due to COVID-19 spreading. Green War and graduation. Report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So President-elect Joe Biden is actually making some choices out here, filling up his cabinet, and he's picked former presidential candidate and mayor of South Bend, Indiana, Pete Buttigieg, to actually be the Secretary of Transportation. Now, it's interesting because this is somebody who actually has expressed, while on his presidential run, a want for expanding funding for public transportation, but also to give funding towards like highways and driverless cars. So maybe he's a man of the future. If allowed to be in this position, he'll be the first openly gay person in the presidential cabinet, where in this position he'll be tasked with overseeing 62,000 employees and managing $72 billion. I mean, we talking transportation, that's big shit. Anything that has to do with transportation in the U.S. Could go to the DOT, you know what I'm saying, relate to that. So it's a lot of money in that. And that's at the same time, you know, as mayor of South Bend, Indiana, you're overseeing a population of 100,000 people. So it's definitely bigger game. But to be fair, he was just running for president, where you would essentially be responsible for hundreds of millions of people and trillions of dollars. But, you know, moving on, Biden also selected Jennifer Granholm to be the Secretary of Energy. This is a former governor of Michigan, and somebody who's expressed interest in renewable energy. So, you know, obviously you want whoever to be, you know, this is not a Trump presidency, so this is for people that are sane, or at least a little more sane. So if you want to have somebody in the energy position, it'd be somebody that's actually looking towards bringing the U.S. into the future as far as their energy solutions. But nevertheless, also he selected former EPA administrator Gina McCarthy to actually oversee his domestic climate policy. And at the same time, it's been said that he's been expanding, Joe Biden that is, been expanding his transition team, to get into the White House, but he's been including, a little more people from like Goldman Sachs, was it McKinsey and Company, a company that Pete Buttigieg used to work for, by the way. Also Facebook and Google. So I don't think it's a problem when you have like people from industry in your cabinet. It does make sense if you're trying to run a country where, why wouldn't you want the input of people who work at the top of some of these companies that do, have a huge impact on the country. At the same time, it gets suspicious when if you like Trump or like Obama and you got so many people from like one company in the seat, like it looks shady. You know what I'm saying? Now, we talking about Goldman Sachs. I mean, hopefully it's not as many people because both Trump and Obama and Hillary Clinton have shown that they have support from companies like this. And that's, Wall Street still sinking their teeth into the presidency and trying to jukes the American people, you know what I mean? So they can make out good while, a few of us, a lot of us starve while a few of us eat. Green War and graduation, though. The New World Order, Bishop Grady let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So Tuesday, there was actually hundreds of activists that participated, in this caravan that went to Wilmington, Delaware. That's Joe Biden's hometown. And they were basically raising awareness, trying to put pressure on Joe Biden to address immigration reform, criminal justice reform, and to cancel the Puerto Rico's debt within the first 100 days of office. Now, there was a group called Make the Road Action, and one of the members of that group, Martin Torres, Torres, that is, he was speaking, and being in his interview, he was basically saying that they're looking for this that type of reform. The black and brown community basically helped Joe Biden get into office. Now it's time for him to do something for us, and that goes for extending the moratorium on deportations. That goes for actually making a pathway to citizenship for all 11 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S. And so they are trying to have their demands met. And in response to that, Joe Biden actually sent a letter. In that letter, it said, just know you will always have a seat at the table. So, Joe Biden really playing the politics game out here. We'll see how many people he, keeps that type of energy towards. You know what I'm saying? Because, keep in mind, Joe Biden was the vice president under the deporter-in-chief, Barack Obama. Green War and graduation. And for those who don't know, there definitely was a child family separation going on under the Obama administration. Green War and graduation. For the other New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So the Trump administration is out here gutting out the Endangered Species Act. And they doing so recently by actually putting at-risk species and removing habitat protections from them. We talking about species like the grizzly bear, like the whooping crane, like the Pacific salmon. You know what I'm saying? So it's a serious scenario where you have them changing the definition of habitat in the verbiage to where it actually means where a current species of animal is currently occupying or living in, not where they may have come from and moved due to climate change or some other human interference or natural disaster or whatnot. So we will see what this turns out. I mean, unfortunately, there's a fear that not only does it make these type of species put them at risk to invasive species, but also it kind of damages the whole notion of fighting against climate change to protect the ecosystems if you're not even going to acknowledge where these animals have natural habitats are supposed to be. So we'll see how this turns out. Green War and graduation. For the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So over in South America, that is, you got Bolivia, that there was actually a scientific expedition done led by Conservation International as well as the municipal government of La Paz, which is the capital of Bolivia. They led a scientific expedition that actually uncovered 20 new species, never to have known to be in existence before. Scientists also found some old plants and animals that were believed to be extinct for decades, or haven't been seen for decades. Some of them were believed to be extinct. Now, this actually took place in 2017 in the Zongo Valley, where, it's near the capital, La Paz, actually. And, some of the animals, a couple of the animals that were uncovered were like the Bolivian flag snake or the Lilliputian frog. So we're very interesting expedition. It goes to show that we don't got all of this shit figured out, you know what I'm saying? And there's always more to discover. Let's keep these environments healthy though, so that all of the animals that we haven't discovered yet, we can actually give them a fighting chance at surviving. Like, the earth doesn't just belong to the people, it belongs to them animals too, y'all. Green War and Graduation. Report out of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. So if you follow me for over the past year or two, I've told y'all about how Uyghur Muslims out there in China have actually been forced into what is being looked at as concentration camps, or like re-education camps. The Uyghur Muslims are like, these Asian Muslims, basically. They're part of a minority out there. And this complaint has, drawn Congress in the United States to actually make action against China for it. But the newly lawsuit actually came towards the International Criminal Court, the ICC, where Uyghurs had actually filed these charges against Beijing, China, saying that they're holding more than 1 million people from these mostly Muslim minorities in these re-education camps. ICC said they've actually rejected this. They said they can't do anything about it because the alleged crimes happened in China, which is not a signatory of the ICC. China out there trying to produce their own thing. Now, keep in mind, these Uyghur Muslims have been placed in Xinjiang, China, and now there's new accusations talking about how China's been using forced labor to actually pick cotton over there in Xinjiang, they produce like more than 20% of the world's cotton. So it would seem, you would logically lead to like, oh, they forcing the Muslim people to pick cotton. And that's some fucked up shit, because the transatlantic slave trade has already happened. So by you doing that, you already know what you're getting into. Green War and Graduation. Report out of the World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for the Black Files News Report. You have the ICC, the International Criminal Court, actually saying that it has reasonable basis to believe, in quotes, reasonable basis to believe that the president of the Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte, and the Philippines itself has actually participated in crimes against humanity with Duterte's war on drugs, which has actually cost thousands of lives. It actually is said that some of the accusations included murder, torture, serious physical and mental harm. So the ICC is deciding on whether it will take on this new investigation in the new year, since they would have done it this year, but it was suspended due to the pandemic. So now they trying to call shots. We'll see how this all turns out. Green War and Graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. So the European Union and British regulators actually unveiled this draft. This antitrust draft. Now, when I say antitrust, we're talking about the type of laws that are designed to keep monopolies from forming. Because with monopolies in a capitalist system, you don't really have a fully functioning capitalist system. There's no competition. Prices could go crazy how they want. All obvious reasons. There are a bunch of obvious reasons you can easily look up as to why you don't want monopolies. So when people talk antitrust, that's what they're talking about. So this antitrust draft that British regulators in the EU came up with basically prevents big tech from forming these monopolies. It's expected to rein in the power of companies like Amazon, Apple, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and allowing them and preventing them from continuing to grow and acquire companies, and it'll impose heavy fines on these companies if they are found to be using and it has violated antitrust laws. And there's also a pathway towards breaking up these companies that repeatedly violate European antitrust laws. So the bill also seeks to stop the spread of misinformation and harmful content. We'll see what turns from there. Green War and Graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So the immigration system in the Trump administration has actually adopted a new policy that to take place at the U.S.-Mexico border that will allow the government to send asylum seekers, people that are traveling far and wide from Central and South America into to get a life of so-called freedom in the U.S. Well, it would allow the government to actually send these people to El Salvador. Now, this is known as this is similar to rules that were implemented with Guatemala and Honduras, and it's referred to as the Safe Third Country Rule. And it'll actually now include El Salvador. So there's these Central American countries that you can now be sent to if you're trying to seek asylum in the U.S. if the U.S. doesn't want you. So shit is real. Reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So the Minnesota Border Commons actually commuted the sentence of Mayon Burrell. This was a black man who has served 18 years in prison for the 2002 murder of this 11-year-old girl that linked him to the murder. Now, he had always maintained his innocence. His case itself was thrown into the national spotlight earlier this year when then presidential candidate Amy Klobuchar, Senator Amy Klobuchar, actually it was revealed that she was the district attorney in the Hennepin County and led the case against dude. And the Associated Press did an investigation. They found that there was no physical evidence actually linking dude to the actual murder. So his sentence was ordered to be commuted. This was came from push from Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, as well as Attorney General Keith Ellison. Minneapolis, so it's actually a good thing that justice. I don't even want to call that justice, but you know, it was a murder. He was a part of it, but he wasn't the one that did the murder, and he was given life. That's been shorted to 20 years, and he's gonna serve the remainder of the 2 years on some supervised release. So, you know, more power to him. Green War and Graduation. Police report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Anjanette Young, this is a 50-year-old woman in Chicago who actually had her home raided back in February 2019 by 9 police officers when they came in banging her on her door with the battering ram as she was preparing to go to bed. They end up getting in the house, you know, yelling, you know, police, warrant, getting her down to the ground, mind you, shorty's butt ass. And they handcuff her while she's naked, and for 30 minutes until they realized that they had the wrong house. Now, this body cam footage was actually was actually leaked and was set to be released. Apparently, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot had tried to prevent it from being released. But a judge actually sided with CBS outlet in Chicago when they had aired a piece that showed not only the body cam footage but also an interview with Miss Young. So with that being said, it was released. This happened while Rahm Emanuel was still mayor of Chicago, so it's not like it's Lightfoot trying to cover up her shit, but at the same time it do look kind of fishy. And you know, police doing what the fuck they do, you know what I mean? Pig-headed shit. Green War and Graduation. Reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So there's been a new report released by the Economic Policy Institute, and they take data from the Labor Department, and they found that farm employers have actually engaged in this massive wage theft and basically violating workers' rights, and have been doing so for the past 2 decades. The numbers exactly are having taken $76 million from their employees, over the past 20 years, and this has affected over 150,000 workers. And the numbers are believed to be even higher since the government only records data from a small number of farms. It's not like they're catching every single farm in the U.S. So a lot of these violations are taking place due to the a lot of violations aren't being reported due to the immigration status of a lot of the workers. And farm workers are getting hit the hardest in this COVID-19 pandemic because they seeing shorts in their money and they still being forced to work in these unsafe conditions. Now 76 million over 150,000 people, that comes out to about like, we're gonna say like it comes out to about like $506 I think per year over the course of 20 years or whatever, per worker per year. And if you really break that up, that's about $2 to $3 per month. So the real slick with, you might feel like, all right, why are they taking these $2-3 out of my check, and you getting a check every month or whatever, or this $1.50 out your check every couple weeks? But that shit add up over 20 years, you know what I mean? So, they playing shady shit. I wonder how this shit will be rectified though. Green War and Graduation. The New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So this morning in New York, you're actually seeing a rally being held by transportation workers and their allies, who basically are calling on the MTA, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, the infamous New York subway system is what they run, calling on them to stop any planned layoffs, service cuts, or any fare increases. And they feel a lot of times, and you have a local 100 group fight back out there, whatever. Like, so there's these shared unions that are out there protesting, but you have it to where these people feel like they're bearing the brunt of the coronavirus pandemic with the MTA by still being able to provide like these vital services and working the subway stations or whatever, but not being given proper PPE. You are seeing like fares actually rise, and it's looking like you feel like your workers are disposable. So they're calling on something to be done by the MTA. We'll see how that turns out. Green War and Graduation.